Alright everybody, today I figured I'd show you some of the guide that I've been working on for Harvest Moon 64 that I've been talking about a lot but haven't shown very much of. So what you see right now is going to be the cover of the guide. Basically I wanted to design this guide as if it was the diary that Jack writes in every night, or your player writes in every night before he goes to bed. I thought it'd be cool to kind of tie in somehow to the game. This guide had like 10 different variations. I tried out hundreds of different fonts, and then I was playing the game one day and I thought it would be so much cooler if the player's guide was Jack's diary. That makes sense, right? Anyway, that's beside the point. So I've been working on this for about 9 months now, I think. The reason I've been working on it for 9 months is because I've been doing a lot of investigation about a lot of things that I didn't even know needed investigating. So, for instance, well, of course, first I played through the game using my walkthrough method that I plan to share with you in this guide. I played through it several times to make sure that it was going to work. I've investigated all the things that on the GameFAQs forum that Kirby Arm or Kirby Arm? I don't know how you prefer to say that, so I'm going to say Kirby Arm. I'm pretty sure that's it. And some crazy guy, that's his name on GameFAQs, have provided in the past. I investigated all those sheets to make sure that the data was correct, and I would say about 95% of it was right, but there was enough of it that was incorrect that it was worth using all that time to do. And then there was a lot of things that Kirby Arm and some crazy guy didn't actually ever go into that I decided to expand upon myself. So that's why it's taken so long. On top of that, I've taught myself how to read assembly code and to write MIPS assembly code. So it's been a very long journey. Anyway, let's get down to what this guide will show you. I'll just be showing you the villagers section of this today. The guide's about 200 pages long right now, a little over 200 pages long. This PDF's only 166 pages. That's because this is pretty much just the villagers section of the guide. Yes, the villagers section is 166 pages long. The guide will probably be 300 when it's done. So, yeah, no big deal. Alright, let's look at the first villager. We'll go with the girls first, because who doesn't want to know about them? Okay, so here's the villagers section. This is the first page of the villagers section. It's just got some artwork in it. The artwork all comes from the old Japanese guide that exists. It's relatively rare, but it does exist. I own a copy of it here. I try to take very good care of it. You might be able to find it somewhere. And the artwork also comes from other places, mainly the manuals that came with both the Japanese and the English version of the game. That being said, this artwork was not all like this to begin with. For instance, all of this was colored before, so I've repurposed it to make it line art. I also up-resed all of them because, of course, they were very small images to begin with. So it's taken a lot of work, despite most of the work already being done for me, thanks to the great artists of this game. Yeah, so I also made this cool family tree. I got my inspiration from Yamuri. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I wrecked it. She has also done a lot of translations from the Japanese game that you will see in this guide. So For instance, she translated all of the Channel 4 Japanese shows. She's translated, what else? Oh, all the library books that you can't read in the English version but do exist in the Japanese version. And she translated a lot of this Japanese guide that I just showed you too, which has been great because a lot of the characters that you didn't think had names, like the Master Carpenter, they do have names, which will be shared in this guide as well. Anyway, so this is a family tree. If you didn't know before this moment, Harvest Moon 64 is actually a direct descendant of this Super NES game, which is great. So there's a family tree all the way down. Yamuri made the first version of this. I just expanded on it, made it a little prettier for the guide. But I wouldn't have even thought this up if it wasn't for her, so thank you for doing that. Okay, so we'll just go to the Bachelorettes, and I'll just show you Anne's bio. All of the girls have bios. I'm just going to show you Anne's today. They all look fairly similar, the same style, same layout, so you can kind of guess what they'll look like. So all of them will have this first page that will introduce them, and you'll see their birthday, their family members, a little bio about them. There will be likes and dislikes for every giveable item in the game, including ones that you can only give via Game Shark. I want to be inclusive of everything, even though you can't ever pick up a dumpling and give it to someone unless you force it into your rucksack with the Game Shark. There's also her recipe, the rival love interest that you'll run into, Cliff, and then her appearance schedule for her being a bachelorette, for her being married, and then for Anne, she's got a little special schedule note, so if there's special schedule appearances, you'll know about them. Anything that's out of the ordinary, the guide will address. There's also her events. For every character, I go over every event that they are more or less in control of. I should say their affection value is in control of it. So for instance, for all these events, as you can see, I'm going to tell you exactly how to trigger it. It'll show you, you need to be on your farm between 3 and 5 p.m. You have to have Anne's affection value at or above 50. You and Anne, for this one, can be married, and this event will still trigger. And then it'll tell you what you gained from the event for all of these. So yeah, so everything will be there. Good explanation of everything. Yeah, and at the beginning of all these sections, the Bachelorettes, the Bachelor section, there's an explanation of what affection value is, what affection value you need to reach green heart, and yellow heart, pink heart, etc. So we'll go over all the events. There's the picture event, of course, and then there's some artwork and stuff at the end of most of these. Okay, so now you've seen a girls section. Well, I'll show you one of the bachelors. Yeah, joint event section. Okay, so for the bachelor section, just to show you, there's these general information sections about each of the the various villagers or whatever you're reading at the time, so you'll get the background information you need to understand the rest of the section. So for the bachelors, this is what their main page is going to look like. I've got this character turnaround, a bio of the character, family, and the love interest. Pretty similar to the Bachelorettes, a little different. I added the character turnaround because I thought it was cool. I might have done it from the Bachelorettes too, but I was not aware of Zoinkity's Harvest Moon 64 dump, which is great, and thank you very much for it. If you ever wanted to look at it, it's available on the Simpler Games, and I am also going to release it with this guide, attached to this guide, He's also done a lot of other very helpful things for me in terms of decoding some MIPS assembly that I was not quite smart enough to do on my own. So thank you to him for everything he's done so far for me. I appreciate it. Or I assume it's a him. Obviously, I don't really know the gender of most people online. It's kind of gender neutral. No one tells me. So I'm sorry if you're not a him. I think you are, though. So Cliff's likes and dislikes, you'll see the same thing as the Bachelorette's. You'll see his recipe, his appearance schedule, all of his events broken down. Yeah. And that's a general idea for most of the villager section until you get down to the townsfolk. Okay, cool. Alright, so now there's also a section for the townsfolk. What that means is just all the villagers that actually live in Flowerbud. So if they live there, you can interact with them on a daily basis. They are going to be in this section. So just in his example, Anna, the mayor's wife, there's information about her, what she likes, dislikes, same kind of thing, conversation increases, recipe, and her schedule. Yeah. So that's the general idea. The other cool thing, thanks to Mary again, is lots of characters you didn't know had names, like the midwife. She's got a name. Her name is Gaia. I think that's how you pronounce it, at least. So all of the characters will actually have names, except for the gourmet. He doesn't have a name for some reason, not even in the Japanese version of this guide. His name is just the gourmet. That's it. Oh well. But anyway, as far as the rest of the villager section goes, the last portion of it. Come on. Oh yeah, that's my favorite. The twin carpenters, their names are Ida and Nida. Okay, so the last section of the villagers is the visitors section. The visitors are just people that you will see in the town for very limited periods of time or only show up for festivals or scenes. Right, that makes sense. So for example, the three girls that show up to the cow, or not to the cow festival, to the horse race. This is their little section, and they also come and get you the sightseer photo, or more commonly referred to as the cow festival winner photo. So it breaks down all the things that are relevant to them, to how you trigger their scenes, etc. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's going to be a lot more to this guide. There's obviously going to be a section on how to achieve everything in the game. As far as strategy, there will be strategy for that. There's going to be a strategy related to the animals, how to care for them, all of the unfortunate glitches for them. As I've already discussed, there will be a lot of Japanese translations in the back of the book, and a lot of other cool things. I'm sure I'm forgetting tons. I have it all written down. In fact, all of the rest of this guide is already written out. I just have to type it up, add the artwork, and verify that it's all correct one last time before I send it out to you guys. So I will be making this guide available in print form at first. Depending on how the print form goes, I will consider releasing it as just a PDF. I haven't decided yet whether or not I will be releasing it as just a PDF simply because, as we all know, PDFs it'll just get stolen immediately. But yeah, I'm considering it. So, my thoughts at the moment are, I will be releasing this in print form for those who are interested in a relatively limited run, and then after the run is over, I may or may not release this to the public just as a PDF form. We shall see. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I look forward to your feedback on it. I hope it's lived up to any expectations that might be out there so far. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun for me. It still is fun for me. Still got a lot of work to do. But it's been one of the best projects I've ever done. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. Anyway, I will see you later. Next time you hear from me, this will be done, and hopefully I'll be shipping it to a lot of you. Anyway, see you later.